Have you ever had one of those moments where you finally thought, okay, maybe I'm actually doing better now? Like life felt lighter for a while. You were laughing again, sleeping better, feeling more like yourself, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, everything hits you again. 10 minutes ago, you were completely okay. Now your chest feels heavy. Your thoughts get loud. You sit there trying not to cry, trying not to overthink, trying to understand what just happened. You tell people, I'm good. But the second you're alone, the silence gets heavy, that your mind starts replaying everything. And you think, why am I feeling like this again? I thought I already moved past this. That feeling can be terrifying because it makes you question all your progress. It makes you wonder if you were ever healing at all. But listen carefully. Just because hard emotions return doesn't mean you're back at the beginning. A lot of people think healing is supposed to look clean and perfect, like once you improve, you should never struggle again. But real healing doesn't work like that. Real healing is messy. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel exhausted for no clear reason. Some days you feel peaceful. And other days, old emotions show up like they never left. That doesn't mean you failed. It means your mind and body are processing things layer by layer. Most people don't realize this. But sometimes you feel emotional right after things finally start getting better. Not because you're getting worse, but because your nervous system finally feels safe enough to release what it was holding in. When life feels overwhelming, your brain goes into survival mode. It pushes emotions aside so you can keep functioning. So you can keep showing up. Keep working. Keep acting normal. But when things slow down, when you finally get a quiet moment, everything you pushed down starts rising back up. That random sadness. That sudden exhaustion. That feeling where you just want to sit alone and breathe. For a second. It's not weakness, and it's not proof that you're broken. Sometimes it's release. Your body finally saying, okay, we can feel this now. And honestly, that's one of the biggest signs that you're no longer stuck in constant survival mode. Another thing people rarely talk about is how attached the brain becomes to familiar emotions. Even unhealthy patterns can start to feel normal if you lived with them long enough. If you spent years around stress, pressure, criticism, chaos, or emotional instability, your brain adapts to it, not because it enjoys it, but because it learned that this is what life feels like. That's why healing can feel uncomfortable sometimes. You start resting without guilt, and it feels strange. You start setting boundaries, and it feels wrong. You stop over-explaining yourself, and your brain panics for a second because your mind keeps checking old survival habits, like, do we still need this? And for a while, those old reactions keep showing up automatically. Overthinking. People pleasing, shutting down emotionally, expecting the worst. Being too hard on yourself, not because you want to stay stuck, but because those patterns once helped you survive difficult moments. The beautiful part is this: every single time you respond differently, you start changing that pattern. Every time you pause before reacting. Every time you choose rest instead of burnout. Every time you speak to yourself with kindness instead of tearing yourself down, you are teaching your brain something new. Little by little, your mind starts learning that peace is safe too. And this next part is important because this is where many people give up on themselves. There's usually a stage in healing where things suddenly feel heavier again. You think, why is this coming back now? I thought I already dealt with this. I was doing so well. But sometimes the hardest emotional moments happen right before a major internal shift. Your mind brings certain emotions back to the surface because you're finally strong enough to process them. Differently now, growth often feels uncomfortable before it feels freeing. That emotional dip you're scared of? It may actually be part of the process. And the truth is, many people walk away from their healing journey during this exact stage, not realizing they were closer than ever to real change. Here's something else you should notice. There was a time when your emotional struggles felt so normal that you didn't even recognize them anymore. Now you notice them immediately. That awareness matters more than you think. Maybe you still have difficult days, but now you recover faster. Now you understand your emotions better. Now you don't attack yourself the same way you used to. That is progress. Healing doesn't mean you never struggle again. It means the same storm no longer controls you the way it once did. And honestly, sometimes growth looks very small from the outside. Maybe today your progress was simply getting out of bed. Maybe it was taking a deep breath instead of panicking. Maybe it was choosing not to be cruel to yourself during a hard moment. That still counts. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You don't need to fix yourself overnight. When those emotional waves hit, stop trying to fight them immediately. Pause for a second. Slow down. Tell yourself, I'm overwhelmed right now. And that's okay. Give yourself permission to have a hard day without turning it into a hard life. Some days your mind needs rest more than pressure. Some days your body needs silence more than productivity. And weirdly enough, the moment you stop being afraid of your emotions, they usually lose some of their power over you. Because healing isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about learning how to stay connected to yourself, even during difficult moments. Read that again. You are not failing because you had a bad day. You are not weak because of old emotions came back, and you are definitely not starting from zero. You're growing in ways you can't fully see yet. The fact that you're trying, the fact that you're reflecting, the fact that you still want peace even after everything, that already says a lot about how far you've come. One difficult moment does not erase months of progress. And maybe this version of you still struggles sometimes, but this version of you also understands yourself more, protects your peace more, and keeps getting back up stronger than before. That matters. So if life feels heavy right now, don't convince yourself that all your progress disappeared. Some chapters feel messy while they're happening, but later you realize those were the moments that changed you the most. Keep going. Even slow healing is still healing.